Alright, today we're going to be repairing a Nintendo Wii. We've been getting a lot of read errors on this Wii whenever we try and play games, even with discs that we know are good for sure. So I ordered a replacement drive from China, and I'll show a link to that in a little while. But it's in here, and it only took about a week to get here, and it costs about somewhere around 20 bucks. I'll have to look it up to be sure. Here's the parts you're going to need when you're doing this repair. I actually ordered from this website right here, Parts for Repair, and I think I used PayPal when I ordered. Yeah, they take PayPal, and it does ship from China, but I think I got it in like 7 days or so, which isn't bad. And the part was 23 bucks, and I think shipping might have been about $6 or something. So it's pretty reasonable. Site looks a little sketchy, but I got it. The PayPal receipt, I think, said it just had like some Chinese symbols on it. It didn't even say the name of a business. So I had some doubt whether I was going to get it, but based on some of the other prices I've seen online, it looks like going this route I saved about 20 bucks, or about half the price. I have a feeling if I would have had to spend 40 to 45 bucks, I wouldn't have done it. So it kind of made the difference for me whether I even tried the repair or not by getting it this cheap. You're also going to need one of these. It doesn't have to be this exact model, but it needs to be a tri-wing screwdriver. It has 3 blades. And if you've seen the video already, you'll know why. Look, it says easy to access deep screws on Wii case. There's 2 deep screws you absolutely have to have this for. So some of the other ones you can get by with using something else, but those 2 deep screws, you gotta have the tri-wing screwdriver. Here it's $4. You can get it all kind of different places, except for probably your local hardware store won't have this. So these are the 2 things you're gonna need, really. And of course you're also gonna have to have some small Phillips screwdrivers too. Alright, so here we go. Just looking at the box real quick. We've got screws to undo here. Got 2 screws here and here. There's nothing there. We've got several here. And you may notice that some of these screws I've already taken these little white things off of them, like this. Because I've already tore into this thing once to see how it came apart. And what I've been using on this, take this apart, just a quick review of the tools. Just small Phillips, and I got a couple of little jeweler's screwdrivers. And then this is the important one right here. I had to actually order this because I didn't have one. It's a tri-wing, and it's a security screwdriver. I guess Nintendo doesn't want us getting into these. So that's what you have to have, and you really have to have it. I almost got through it without it the first time I tried to do this, and then I figured out I need to have it. So save yourself a lot of trouble and go ahead and buy that now before you even get started if you don't have one already. I'll put a link where you can buy that. And then I like to use something just to catch the screws in. And of course you need to, definitely need to try and remember best you can where all these screws are coming from as you go. For instance, right now, I'm not even 100% sure these screws are in the correct place. But they're pretty close. So let's just go ahead and get started. And this is a couple of these tri-wing things. And just so you know where I'm at right now, here's the front, bottom. So I'm on the, if you're looking at the Wii, I'm working on the right side right now. And like I said, these will be covered up by little white things for you. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so I've got a Phillips there and another Phillips here. we've got a little, this is actually a battery holder right here. It's got a little coin cell in it. You have to take this out to be able to get to this little tiny screw right here. Go. And this screw actually helps hold the front faceplate on. That's why we need to take that off. So I believe that is all of them on this side, none on the back. And now we're on the side with the black part on it. And just remember, whenever you're putting this back together, and it might be hard to see in this light, but we have 1, 2, 3 screws here. Okay. And just remember that the long screw is going to go, let's see, I believe it's, yeah, that's a short one. One of these is longer than the others, and it'll make sense whenever you pull it off why it's longer. I think this might be the long one here. It's kind of hard to lift it off while you're unscrewing it. You may need to do something to kind of lift it. If you've got some small needle nose, that might be helpful. I've got some, I just don't feel like getting them right this second. Or if you actually pry up on this black part some, yeah, that'd probably do it too. I think we're good. There we go. That is off. Okay, now we're going to lift this black part off. And it comes off. Should come off pretty easy. There's some little clips across here that fit into here, but it comes off nice and easy. Set that off to the side. Okay, now it looks like I've got a couple of tri-wings right here. Take those off. Got a tri-wing here. Okay, and then we got 2 Phillips there and there. It's kind of a neat design, except for the fact that they use those stupid tri-wing security screws to keep us out of it. Okay, and look, we have 2 tri-wings here and here on the front. I'm going to have to peel these little white things off to get to them. And I think these are supposed to be tri-wing. When I put it back together, you may have Phillips here, but you'll figure it out. When I put it back together, these feel a little too tight, to tell you the truth. I probably mixed screws up. So make sure you keep track of where the screws are coming from when you're doing it. Okay, so now we have, I believe, just about all the screws off, except for, let's see, we have some. Yeah, I've actually got 2 more tri-wings, but we'll get to those in a minute. Now we should be able to lift this front cover off here, okay? Okay, so I hope you can see under here. So I'm going to come in here and just grab this little connector, my needle nose, gently pull it out, and then the faceplate's off. And that little, okay, moving right along. I know we've got 2 more tri-wings. I think they're here. Yeah, and these, got one there, and yeah, I've got one here, and we've got one right here. And I was able to get around all the other ones just by using a small flathead. These are recessed. You can see how far they are in there. I just could not get these without buying the special driver. Or maybe I could have gotten them, but I just wasn't in the mood. I'd rather just go ahead and order this stupid driver and be done with it. Yeah, these are not super easy to get out even with the correct tool. Let's see. Okay, one's out. Apparently this one's not quite there. It should be out. Yeah, it's out. I think we might be good now. Okay. So now we should be good to go ahead and let you watch this from this angle. Feels like something might still be stopping me somewhere. Let's see. Might just be a clip. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Feels like I might be getting some resistance under here. This little pad. Let's take a look. Aha, yep. So nice of Nintendo to hide all these screws from us like that. But the bad thing is, if I knew there was if I knew for sure there's a screw under each one of them, it wouldn't be a big deal. Then we would just know to take all the little pads off. But it's only about half of them that have these screws under them. Okay, so let's see how it comes off now. That's coming, that's coming. Okay, looks like that's coming. Alright, and we have got the cover off now. Go ahead and set that off to the side. Okay, we're still trying to get underneath this, looks like some kind of shield. I don't see, doesn't appear to be connected at all. Let's see. See, yeah, it looks like this shield might just lift off. Yeah, it does. Okay. Shield is off, and thankfully these are Phillips here. Actually cut us some slack for once. I'm going to keep these screws a little bit separate from the other ones. I definitely don't want to mix those up. This is like a carrier or something here on top, or it might just hold the drive down. I'm not sure yet. Okay. Interesting.
go. And I do see a ribbon cable right here. Looks like one ribbon cable there. And this is an interesting little mechanism here too. Looks like it could go bad. And it looks like I'm actually doing a little too much work here. I should have just taken these off. This way it's looking, this whole part. Looks like this whole part here comes off, which is good because it looks like I was taking the drive apart there for a minute. Okay. Okay, so basically we got the two screws back here that I already took off, and then I found the other ones are actually right here and here. They're the same kind of screws. There's one and two here. Yeah. If you've got a magnetized screwdriver there, that really is going to help. Now here's where we got to be careful because I can feel some kind of cable here. So we're going to roll it over and take a look. Yeah, we got two connectors to deal with here. One there, and it looks like a flat flex. It's one of those fancy little flat flex cables. Yeah, it's got a door. You guys can see it. It's got this little brown part right here. It's a door we're going to have to be real careful with. Okay, so I'm just going to very carefully swing this little door open. There we go. Swing that door open, that pops out. Then this is the old drive here. I'm just going to bring the new drive in. Here's my little flat flex connector here on the new drive. And usually these connectors will actually slide all the way in, so you can really do it square all the way in and then snap down and lock. I hope my head wasn't blocking that. So you kind of give a gentle tug on it to make sure it actually connected well. And then we got to flip this over to be able to connect. You can't really see what I'm doing here, but you're going to be plugging this connector. Okay, if you saw me struggling with this little cable, I was trying to keep it like this. You can actually pull this cable out, and then that should be literally a snap to put it in now. There we go, it's in. I guess you could tuck this little loose end back under there when you're done. And check that flat flex one more time. Feels like it's good to go to me. And set your drive down on the 4 studs. And we should be good to go here. Okay, now we're just going to screw these down. These four funny looking Phillips to secure the disk drive.
It's kind of a cool mount this thing is on. You can tell it's like a vibration dampening mount the disk drive is on. Supposedly make it extend the life of it, I guess. Didn't work in my case. Okay, that's in. And this may be tricky here, especially if they're not magnetized real well. Okay, I think that's in. Yep. One more, we can start putting the case back together here. Sorry if I'm blocking the screen right now, it's just hard to see right there. Like I say, you might want to rub your screwdriver across a magnet if you haven't already. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the, I guess this is some kind of shielding back on. Remember how it went. Probably not like that, probably like this. Here we go. This shielding thing, you're going to have to really pay attention to make sure you get a good fit, because if you might notice there's screw holes in that shielding. So like there's a screw hole here that's going to have to match up whenever you put your case back together. You won't be able to fit the case back. And there's also a screw hole there and a screw hole there. So all that's going to need to match up whenever you're putting it back together. Okay, I think I'm pretty good there. Let's get the shielding back on. We'll go ahead and start putting the case back together here. There is a fan back here that might fail eventually. It's pretty easy to get to. Keep that in mind for later. What was that? Oh. Little grill here. Go. Okay. Start putting some of this stuff back together. Okay, we've got a couple of I don't need any of those or that. That's all junk. We've got a couple of tri-wings here and here. Drop in. The stupid thing about the tri-wings is, yeah, I know they're for security, but a lot of times there's a proprietary connector things, not connectors, proprietary fittings or whatever. A lot of times they're proprietary, but they do kind of make sense because they fit well. In this case, they don't. They just don't make any sense at all. They're just bad. Okay. And here's the part where I try and remember what goes where. And I think I know, I think I need
I think I'm not actually 100% sure. So these feel like they probably go there. I don't think these are tri-wings. It's kind of a funny shaped thing here. All right. Give that a shot. Okay, that feels relatively decent. Might be good there. Okay, then I have another one of these. So here, that's one of the foot pads. That actually is too big. I think it's this one now. That one's probably too big. Oh, that's actually, it's not a black one. Yeah. It's actually a black one. This, yeah. It's actually a threaded black one right here. I didn't realize that this is a tri-wing. Okay, and that was not right. Okay, so here's one of those little tiny black screws here, and I think that is maybe right, maybe not. Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need a little black screw right here. And that was a long black screw, and then we're just going to put the battery case back on after we put this screw back too. There's a little small black tri-wing there. Put this in. Okay, so we just got a few more screws to go here. Let's see. Looks like a tri-wing here. Okay. Hopefully I can remember which all go here. It looks like these are all tri-wings here, I believe. Yes. Maybe not. Ah, it's these. These two are these kind. There we go, it's perfect. Those. Oh, I don't actually use anything for those. Okay, my mistake. One, two, three. I got 3 of these left. That was a good fit. That's in. I have one more of those tri-wing. I can figure out where the heck it goes. Well, I don't see any other place for, might go on the front panel. Maybe I'm forgetting something there. Speaking of front panel, we ought to go ahead and put that in now. Okay, and remember we have that little connector. The little connector on the front panel. And that's just a super delicate connector there. Be real careful with it. There we go. Make sure it gets seated all the way. Okay. Okay, remember the black screw is the long one. The long one is going to go in the front there. Long screw actually goes in the front because this front panel comes in and you're actually securing it with this little hole here to the case. So, That's not the right one. It's this one. And it does look like I may end up... Oh wait, no. Getting out of order again. Okay, so this kind of slides under there a little bit. These clips attach. Okay, here we go. Now I can go ahead and put this little screw in. Okay, we've got 2 more small screws. Hold this little panel down. So it's kind of popping up here. Not sure why that's popping up. Take the screw off and take a look at it. Probably just needs to shift over a little bit. Here. I think that clip's just not going in good. Here we go. Now it's in, I think. Okay, now we're good. And maybe I'll show I might show a little test video if we play this tonight. I might play a little rock band on it or something. So we usually play with it. I think I've got, wait. I got 2, that's funny. I've got, no, actually I'm not too far off. These are 2 slightly different sizes, which just means I used the wrong size somewhere. But it's not a big difference, so it's not going to make or break it. So I think I've used, there we go. Okay, so I've used every screw that I took out. Wait, this needs to be attached better. I never tightened it. I used every screw that I took out, but I think I have 2 of them swapped. They're just slightly different sizes. And we've got the drive in, and everything's tight. So there we go. Job well done if it works.